Joe Rogan denounced Hollywood and released full new details about who are these Hollywood celebrities that have done immoral things, and now Rogan happily exposed them. Rogan revealed details about how he is just trying to be on the right side of history, and he just wants the country not to be destroyed. Rogan explained how over time, he who used to be on the left is now like, where is the left? They are so far away. And as Rogan explained, if you tell Hollywood celebrities this simple truth about their reality, they don't care, they just don't like that the public is finding this out. Besides, Rogan was optimistic and explained why he thinks that Americans will prevail and overcome this terrible agenda that is destroying the country from within. So let's start from the beginning. So, Joe Rogan shared a lot of very interesting details about Hollywood celebrities that the general public does not know at all, and Rogan was very honest about what he knows. Rogan noted that numerous Hollywood figures tend to mock or look down on Trump supporters, but look at how far Hollywood has gone, and this situation, in his view, merely amplifies the divide between political groups. He suggested that this attitude highlights a larger problem within Hollywood, where celebrities often leverage their fame to promote political messages without truly listening to opposing viewpoints. Rogan said, "I, who used to be on the left, am now like, where's the left? Where are you guys? You guys are so far away that I can't even see you. You're out of your mind." According to Rogan, Hollywood celebrities think that their insane political opinions are very too important, and the public needs to listen to them. Americans should think the way they do, but they are too woke. For example, there are a lot of warnings from them about democracy if Trump wins, and according to Rogan, this is wrong. Rogan responded that these messages are total lies and dishonest. Joe Rogan, once aligned strongly with left-wing ideology, has expressed deep disillusionment with what he sees as an extreme shift in the political left, especially in Hollywood. He observes that many of his former left-leaning peers have become fervent advocates for policies he finds radical and unreflective. Rogan compared Hollywood to Austin and said, "Austin people are great people. They're really, really nice. They're nice. They're not airheads. They're not Hollywood people. They're not lost in this fake world of leftist ideology that everybody's trapped in. They're just people. They're just regular people, man. And those people exist outside of these blue bubbles where everyone's gone insane." Well, I used to be a part of the blue bubble. I was 100% a left-leaning person who lived in Los Angeles. I was 100%. I never voted Republican my whole life. But California went nuts, man. It's out of its mind. Also on Joe Rogan's Experience, Rogan denounced this agenda that Hollywood celebrities are promoting. He said, "They don't want to hear anything that opposes their talking points. That's their agenda because it doesn't stand up to scrutiny." And this conflict between Rogan and Hollywood celebrities started 5 years ago. In 2018, Joe Rogan painted a vivid, critical picture of Hollywood and its impact on actors. He noted, most of the time the reason why they wanted to become an actor was because they didn't get enough attention. He observed that many actors entered Hollywood with an exorbitant need for attention, often stemming from troubled pasts where somebody wasn't paying attention to them. This unresolved need for validation, combined with the relentless audition process, became overwhelming for many, damaging their self-esteem due to constant rejections. He recounted the story of a girl he met in Los Angeles who, after every rejection, felt an immense need to release stress, illustrating how unhealthy the whole process was for her. Rogan described auditions as the craziest thing ever, where actors essentially sold themselves, not just a product. The rejection they faced, he argued, was far more personal, saying, "You're not selling a t-shirt that no one wants. You're selling yourself." He recalled his own mortifying audition experience for a terrible movie, where he was asked to sing a line from a Bruce Springsteen song, calling it so humiliating. He suggested that this type of constant scrutiny forced actors to develop a superficial way of interacting, where phrases like, "good to see you" became substitutes for genuine connections, all in a bid to network and sneak their way through this system. According to Rogan, the culture in Hollywood wasn't just harsh on a personal level, but also promoted groupthink. He criticized the lack of intellectual curiosity in the industry, remarking that everyone was like super left-wing, super progressive, no one explored ideas. He recalled how many simply echoed the dominant views without much thought, noting that they just adopted whatever everybody else was going with. For many, it wasn't about beliefs but survival, creating a hierarchy where people would befriend casting agents or charm their way to roles. And in the last few years, Rogan's conflict with Hollywood celebrities got even worse. In 2023, on Joe Rogan podcast, During the conversation with Tom Green, Rogan delved into what he viewed as Hollywood's insular culture and ideological rigidity, suggesting that there's a thing that happens in that town, a kooky, wacky, completely insulated left-wing view of the world. He described a social climate where independent thought were frowned upon. He argued that people desperate to succeed would malign you without knowing you at all, often driven by a desire to align with prevailing opinions just to stay relevant or secure work. Rogan criticized Hollywood's hierarchy, suggesting it operated like an exclusive club. For those entering the industry, he noted, they're always like, please choose me, and so you're trying to be friends with the people who choose people. This pervasive atmosphere, Rogan believed, contributed to a cycle of anxiety and insecurity. He observed how actors and influencers were just trying to do anything to get famous, sometimes losing touch with reality. Reflecting on his own experience, he explained how this desperation could create a storm of anxiety, just a hurricane of confusion, leaving people feeling overwhelmed by social pressure and constantly chasing validation. Rogan extended his criticism to the ideological echo chambers he perceived within Hollywood, observing that everyone was like super progressive, no one explored ideas. He described how people in the industry adopted the dominant views without much thought, seeing it as a strategic maneuver to fit in. They weren't thinking it through, he said. They just adopted this mindset. In 2024, on Joe Rogan podcast, during the conversation with Bobby Lee, Rogan found himself increasingly identified with everyday Americans who, in his view, were less ideologically driven and more grounded than those in Hollywood. After moving to Austin, Texas, he found the culture there refreshingly different, made up of regular people who were disconnected from what he described as the blue bubble of liberal strongholds. He felt these regions had become increasingly isolated and unrealistic in their views, fostering a kind of groupthink that alienated anyone not fully on board. This isolation, Rogan believed, had transformed parts of the left into echo chambers that dismissed contrary perspectives without fair consideration. Rogan said, "Most of San Francisco is in horrible state. I wouldn't even do stand-up there anymore. It's crazy. They ruined it. They ruined the city. I mean, you can bring it back. The structure is still there, but you'd have to have some proper guy come in there. And nobody wants that. They're peace, love, and granola, and wear a mask. I'm in the middle now. I'm in the middle. I never thought I would ever say that. Never. It happened this year. I just went, I can't do it anymore. I mean, people that you thought were aligned with you are, like, now mad at you." And it's interesting to point out that Rogan made it clear that he doesn't align himself with the Republican Party, despite the public perception that he supports conservative views or candidates. And that's it for today.